and welcome to TV Burp, foreign shadow on apparitions.
Agardum pratana.
Anaesthetist doesn't quite get the hang of the defibrillator on Holby.
He's down in the first.
And Crab enjoys cult Saturday evening TV show on Natural World. Bring on the wall! But the big epidemic that's sweeping through the city of Holby is Brucey syndrome. Yeah, where the victim develops an overpowering desire to do a Bruce Forsyth impression.
Problem? Can you hear?
I'm concerned that Mr. Jones is
Let's have a look at the old scoreboard.
Got stuff to do.
Didn't John Sargent do well? Yes, Brucey syndrome. And I know what you're thinking. What if Brucey himself was to catch it? Well, judging from last Saturday, I think he might have it already.
It was Prince Charles's 60th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, sir. It had everything. Fantastic party.
Fantastic. Yeah. I must say, I was amazed at the tune that James got out of Sherry Lungi's legs. Playing a lady's leg as a guitar, yeah. I fancy a go at that. You get the idea with that. Thanks, Mum. What's for dinner? EastEnders now, and Vinny's back and driving his minicab.
You ever wake up and wonder whatever happened to your life?
I'm 17, Vin.
I looked in the mirror this morning. Know what I saw?
Bobby Davro? Christian's back from his holiday. Yes, he's mending his ways and not going to be all promiscuous, which meant his mum was helping him have a bit of a clean-up.
Must be a bottle of polish around here somewhere.
Well, not in there. I did warn you.
Just what was in that box? Well, I've managed to get hold of it. Let's have a little look. What's in the box? Roxy had her baby, yes, in Morford General, but the poor little thing was premature. So to cheer her up, Ronnie did one of her budgie impressions. Yeah. Oh, I've got a little budgie here. Isn't he nice? It was hard work, that labour, though. It left Roxy's forehead quite sticky. In fact, Dad Archie got stuck fast.
She's beautiful. Just like her mum.
Why couldn't Sean just...
Elsewhere in Walford General, Match was still in a coma, so little Abby bought in a tape for him of her playing the piano to try and wake him up.
Sorry, Dad. I'm trying to learn it for the Christmas concert at school. Not very good, is it? But I will get better, I will. And so will you. You've got to. It's Christmas soon.
That doesn't seem to be working, Abby. Try this, Max.
Wake me up!
Which brings us to our silly question of the week.
Silly question of the week.
Do you want a kebab or not?
I was most surprised to see the back of my own head on Secrets of Egypt this week.
This forgotten ruler had intrigued scholars for a century. ever since his
Yes, Secrets of Egypt, which reveals, well, the secrets of Egypt, many of which are held within ancient hieroglyphics.
The drawing was old, even by Egyptian standards. Its style dated it to 200 years before the pharaohs. Yet it also bore a symbol with which the pharaohs were linked. The image of the falcon god.
Looks like a prawn to me. No, it's the ancient god Horus. I thought it was the prawn king, Findus. Then they revealed a burial mask and immediately rang a bell with me.
Inside the tomb itself, excavators found objects that prefigure some of the classic works of art commissioned by the pharaohs. They include the nose and ears from Egypt's earliest life-size statue and ceramic burial.
I'd recognise that chin anywhere. Ancient Egyptian burial mask to see you. Mask burial Egyptian ancient. Nice. Coronation Street, and Hayley's back from Africa. Yes, Hayley. She used to be a man. She's back, yeah, but it's going to take a while for Hayley to acclimatise.
I noticed the lock on the bathroom door.
Yeah, a necessity, I'm afraid, given the circumstances.
I'll have to get used to using that.
Yeah, she's only just got used to sitting down to use it. It was nice to see Prince Charles celebrating his 60th birthday by dropping into Corrie for a snack. Happy birthday, my lord, from all of us here on the TV Burp team. What animal do you think Gail Platt most resembles?
David, the day I start taking fashion advice off you is the day I know I've officially lost it. I do not want to look like an emu.
I'm rather excited. I've got 2 tickets for the wife and me to go and see Bear Grylls' Born Survivor on ice. I want my money back! No, you're not going without me. Cheeky mare. Heartbeat now, the show that goes back in time to the 60s, even though it's been on longer than the 60s. Now, normally the pace of Heartbeat exactly suits its Sunday evening slot. In fact, it's called Heartbeat because of its calming effect on the muscle that pumps blood, or heart. But this week, more happened in 25 seconds than in an entire episode.
All's on fire!
I think I'm having a heart attack! Do something to calm me down!
She's not here.
That's more like it. Yes, it soon settled down to its tales of inter-village rivalries set to music from the 60s. I noticed that larger-than-life poacher Peggy has the interesting habit of telling you what letter the first word of her sentence is going to begin with before she starts it.
Hey, here's the cat that licked the cream. Hey, just swept you off your feet, look.
See, can be a bit annoying now. Elsewhere, Dawn had fallen for an out-of-towner, and ooh, he was ever so glamorous. Yes, he had a bit of everything.
Blind Paul McCartney.
Oh. I like George Best. I like Jim Morrison. I like Engelbert Humperdinck. Michael Rennie's good, and David Frost. I like Sean Connery, but I also like Paul McCartney. But which is better? George Best, Jim Morrison, Engelbert Humperdinck, Michael Rennie, David Frost, Sean Connery, or Paul McCartney? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Come on, Michael Rennie! takes Viagra overdose on Hole in the Wall.
Bring on the wall!
Musical windbreaking from Denise Van Outen on Now That's What I Call 1983.
He's here tonight. He's so gorgeous, isn't he, ladies? It's Paul Young.
And crazed Esther Ranson kept in a straitjacket on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I must say, I am enjoying the Robert Llewellyn vehicle, How Do They Do It?, in which interesting things are explained. In previous weeks, we've seen how fresh water is piped to London taps, the secrets of the Zamboni resurfacing machine, and how wind power is transformed into electricity. I can't help thinking they've explained most of the really interesting stuff and are starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
There are around 2.5 million flights every month around the world, and every flight carries hundreds of passengers laden with hundreds of bags. So how do they get the bags to the correct destination at the same time as the passengers?
They don't. But carry on, Robert. Don't let me put you off.
At this point, every bag is given a unique 10-digit reference number in the form of a barcode, which is taped round the handle. Without this code, it's unlikely you'd ever see your bag again.
And with it, you've got about a 40% chance. Yeah, a 40% chance of having to borrow your wife's pants for a week and rinse your socks in the hotel sink. We've all done it. I've shifted some of the most stubborn stains with a couple of drops of complimentary shower gel. See, in the wrong hands, this sort of detailed explanation could tend towards the dull, but Bob has an uncanny knack of livening it up.
So while they ponder which cologne to buy in the duty-free shop, their bags enter the weird world of the baggage transfer system. Because the barcode tags are international, their bags can be tracked through this system.
Wait a minute, that reminds me of something. You've been framed! Right, let's see what's going down at Rosemary Schrager's School for Cooks.
Both teams are boning like pros.
Of course, with food, it's all in the presentation, isn't it? You can cook exactly the same food as someone else, but if the presentation isn't quite right, you get marked down.
I'm going to be really nitpicky here, because I feel that you've sort of taken it on the whole plate, so it looks rather big, doesn't it? I would have probably put it sort of slightly close together. Do you see what I mean? Put it in a little bit. Just like, even just doing that changes it.
Yeah, it makes all the difference. See, I would have thought one way to really improve the presentation of that meal would be to throw a few chips on. Chippy chip! Some of the would-be chefs did struggle, though, with even the most basic procedures. I mean, I've got a steak and kidney pie here, cooked by Marie, who seemed a little bit gung-ho with the knife work.
With an unfamiliar knife in her hands, it's not long before Marie slices more than her onion.
Gary? Yeah? Except that needs to be cleared up, please. Thank you. You've obviously never used a knife like this. When you use it like that, so be very, very careful. Don't get your hands too close, because it's quite dangerous. It's a wonderful knife to do. But take it slowly, all right? Just take it slowly.
She hasn't even trimmed the nails. Emmerdale was packed with action this week. First, Matthew King got engaged to Anna D'Souza, and Anna's dad, Donald, was most annoyed. Maybe it was because he had his eye on Matthew himself, but I'd never had him down as a curb crawler.
Oh, I'm sure we can come to some mutually beneficial arrangement.
You're offering me money.
Everyone has their price, even you.
Yes, Donald took it all very badly. So badly, in fact, that he died. Fortunately, Matthew King was there with a friendly word to ease him into the next world.
Why'd you have to go and dial me, you old git?
Yeah, Donald wasn't the most popular character in the village. In fact, it looked like there was going to be a problem drumming up enough locals to carry his coffin.
They might want us to be pallbearers.
I doubt it. Anna's already asked me to do it.
And what did you say?
I said yes. Not the kind of thing you can refuse, is it?
Yeah, Rodney was keen, but I wonder who else they managed to get. Let's go to the funeral procession now. It's interesting how they treat death in the soaps. Donald D'Souza got a nice bit of piano music. Not sure it entirely matched the pictures. Yeah, I maybe would have gone for something different. What did Diana from X Factor do with herself the week she had laryngitis and couldn't sing?
Saturday night was quite horrific. I was sat watching the X Factor on TV and I hated it.
Well, why'd you enter it then? It's better than watching Merlin. But the big question was Diana well enough to sing? Well, she was certainly determined.
Throat or no throat, I am going to give the performance of my life tonight.
Yeah, well, I'd like to hear her sing with no throat. Yeah. I imagine it would sound a bit like this. The good news was she did sing, yes. She even threw in a quick Kenneth Williams impression.
And all the things that you...
Matron! I think my favourite character on X Factor is creative director Brian. I just really like his style, and it's quite easy to achieve. All you need is a grey V-neck jumper.
Tonight, Daniel has his biggest performance yet. If he messes this up, it'll be a living nightmare.
Hey, I'm just like Brian off X Factor. Of course, it was great to see Leona back on the show. What a triumphant return, and what a build-up.
Here's a reminder of the astonishing story of our very own Leona Lewis.
Her journey began 2 years ago. Since taking the X Factor crown, she has become a global superstar!
I'd like to see everyone get a big build-up like that, especially Louis.
He's Irish. He's got a big house in Ireland. He's the only judge able to pronounce Ioghan quick. He eats shamrocks for breakfast.
What are the public thinking?
He didn't like Daniel.
Everything was good, but you were bad.
He secretly loves Simon. He pulls funny faces.
Can you win the competition? Yes, we can!
Louis Walsh!
Which brings us to our very occasional item, the many faces of Louis Walsh, number 3, Smug.
The many faces of Louis Walsh.
Guys, listen, the Beatles is timeless music, and you can sing, you dance, you entertain, you have fun. That's what the X Factor is all about, and you've got it all.
But most interesting of all for me was to meet the contestants' families, particularly Ruth's. You see, she's got a family member who's actually an albino gorilla.
The place that I grew up is a little small town of Murcia. It was amazing for me to visit my mom and my family. It was my birthday. It was the best birthday gift I could ever have.
So, with Viva España, ladies and gentlemen, it's Senor Guy Lorenzo. Get the slap out of here! That's all from us here. See you next week.
Harry Hill's TV Burp Gold is available in stores and online. Coming up here on ITV1, join the 6 remaining contestants, as well as Gary, Jason, Howard and Mark. It's Take That Week in the X Factor next. And then at 8:55, find out how the celebrities are coping with jungle life in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.